So today we're looking at loose descents. This is where you can get that horrible feeling of picking up speed when you're losing control at the same time. So you've got to be really careful with your brakes. Think about being nice and smooth with your input into the bike. You don't want to be throwing the bike around all over the place because you're going to lose grip. Think about neutral position and then coming back from there onto the rear wheel when you need to slow down fast. Being careful with the front brake, but then putting a bit more weight back to the front wheel where you need grip for cornering. Your brakes aren't going to be as effective, so you've got to bear that in mind really. Also, it's really good to be good at drifting, so that when the bike does go sideways, you know how to control that and you're confident in those positions. Here's Mark. Is that slow motion? I can't tell. Probably about the right speed for Mark. Keep your head up, look where you want to go and get a feel for letting that bike dance around beneath you a little bit. So the bike will move around a bit. Hopefully with your weight in the right spot and looking at the right place, you'll keep driving that bike in a straight line. Occasionally you might find you're going a little bit faster than you would like, but if you try and scrub too much speed off those brakes, you're going to lose control. So keep your head up, deal with it as best you can, and then look for a good spot to get back on those brakes.
Keep your head up and look towards the end of the section. Be prepared to drop your outside pedal, but you may need to improvise with this as objects tend to snag your pedal and throw you over the bars. Be aware of rocks flicking up off your front wheel as this can damage your frame. It's a good idea to consider getting some protection on the down tube.
Okay, so here I'm dropping downhill into a stream. The first part's quite nice and compact, so relatively easy to ride, and then this part's quite loose with some big stones that are likely to move around if I hit them. So I need to predict my line early so I don't go riding into these really big ones, but also I need to change gear early as well because I'm coming into a little tricky uphill and there's no way that I'll be wanting to spin my pedals through there to change gear. Getting that gear early if I can, so I can power up this tricky little uphill on the way out. This section I'm going to deal with differently because there's a bit of a gully in the middle. That's where all the loose stones are falling into. So I'm now actually going to pick a line up and out of that gully and out of the loose stuff. A soft suspension setup is going to give you really good small bump sensitivity through these rocks. But if you have it too soft, when you start hitting these cups that might be made by these bigger stones, then you can start getting weight up and forward, which isn't good. So maybe softish but progressive suspension is going to help. Also tyres, I'm going to run mine really firm, especially that rear one. It's going to take a lot of battering through here. You're going to have to be careful and maybe think about unweighting those wheels when you start hitting those really big rocks. Okay, so this trail is dirt with stones on top. So that's something you've got to be a bit careful of. You'll go from having loads of grip and then riding onto the top of these stones. They almost act like marbles where you're going to roll off the top of them. So try and predict where you're going to slide early. And if you can, try and get up onto the side of the rut a little bit, stay away from those marbles and almost use the edge of the rut as a berm. Okay, so there's some top tips for riding loose descents. It's really key to get a feel for the bike moving around. You're never going to be in complete control of that bike, so get used to drifting a little bit and also knowing when and where to hit the brakes. Line choice is a biggie as well. So if you found this video useful, click like down below. For more videos from GMBN, you can click up here for our how to ride steep descents, or click down here for our heavy versus light bike to see how they compare on a trail. Also, you can click on me to subscribe to GMBN. You get all the videos when they come out and it's free.